Raise your hand if you've ever thought about killing your parents. In the comments.
In the comments.
Has this ever happened in Vietnam? Recently-ish?
I don't, not to my knowledge. Yeah.
It's only those Viet Q.
Yeah. I don't think people like it.
Do you know how many texts?
And if,
no. You
and
know
if
how many
people like it, yeah, let us know.
You know how many,
show it on the comments section.
You know how many texts I get of people saying, "Oh, I missed hearing you and Kate, you and Belle argue a lot."
Welcome back to Over Our Heads podcast, where we talk about everything under the sun and over our heads.
Which means we'll talk about anything, but we don't always know what we're talking about because it's over our heads. So we just kind of pull it out of our butts and talk about it.
Over our heads.
Isn't over our heads.
Over our heads, but out of our butts.
Yeah. We take it from under and put it over.
Yep. So just so you know. And for today's episode, we're going to go with the trend right now and talk about Netflix.
True crime
Yes.
documentary.
A true crime documentary that is number 1 in the U.S., apparently. Do you know that? You don't know that is number 1 in the U.S.?
No, because I don't look at Netflix. And I don't care what's number 1 in the U.S. at all. I mean, I don't watch Netflix much, so I'm not on there. I just saw it in news articles and headlines, and then I just randomly decided to watch it.
Was it you? Oh, yeah,
it was me.
Yes, today's episode we're going to talk about a show called What Jennifer Did. And
the cultural perspective differences. Like, Belle had a very different reaction than I did watching it.
And for anybody that haven't watched the show, spoiler alert.
No, we're not even spoiling it. It tells you in the title that Jennifer did it.
Well,
what Jennifer did.
What Jennifer did?
Yeah.
Maybe she did nothing.
No, that's implying that she did something. And I'm pretty sure in the info it says something about her murdering her parents.
Okay. Anyhow. Jennifer is a Vietnamese, and her families are Vietnamese.
And they live in Canada.
Canada, yes. So, if you haven't watched it, go watch it and let us know your perspective on the show. But today, we're going to sit here and talk about the perspective that we have on the show, especially because it's about a Vietnamese immigrant family live in a Western country. So, to me, it's pretty interesting, and I can see it in with my perspective, and to compare it with somebody like Kayla's perspective is pretty interesting. So that's the interesting part that I was mentioned about. It wasn't about the actual show. But yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the crime itself isn't even that big of a
twist and
what
turn
happened.
Again.
Like we were talking about how we're surprised it even made. Belle said she was surprised it even made headlines or made a film out of it because it wasn't like a super unexpected plot twist. Like worse murders have happened in crazier ways, you know. So
and especially with a person love true crimes like me and watch a lot of true crimes lately, not anymore.
I love true crimes. You never watch true crime with me.
With you,
ever.
Yes. 2 years ago, before you came, I was literally watching true crimes every day. And also, I would go to my friend's house. I'm not gonna name drop, but you know who you are. That I would sit there with her and watch true crime show 4 hours straight. But yes, I love true crime show, and I watch it by myself too sometime on YouTube and
I don't believe you.
What the heck? What's your problem?
I
love true. You can ask my other friends.
How come you never watch them with me?
Because did you ever offer?
Yes.
True crime show, not acted out.
Yeah,
again.
I'm not talking about Law and Order. I'm talking about like a documentary
Yeah.
true
Yes!
crime. Or
oh
like
my gosh, when I first got
Netflix.
Netflix, that all I've watched.
But like on Hulu and stuff, when I'm scrolling through shows and I'm like, oh, I kind of want to watch some true crime or maybe something like this or this, you never ever once have ever commented that, oh yeah, we should watch that. And then I say, what do you want to watch? And you're like, nothing.
Yeah,
What do you
because
watch?
I wasn't in the mood of watching it at the moment.
You've never been in the mood to watch. I would argue you weren't even in the mood to watch this with me. You just happened to start watching it with me. And you claimed you already watched it and you didn't. You just saw the stuff on the internet when it happened.
No, I think
because it's new.
Yeah, I know it's new on Netflix. I haven't watched a Netflix show.
Just saying. I'm just saying that I've lived with you for 4 years and I've never, other than at that friend's house, that's the only time I've ever watched true crime with you, ever.
I love true crimes. I don't need to convince you. I know that I love true crime show.
There's your argument for the day that everybody seems to love when Belle and I argue, so.
I'm gonna cut all of this.
No. People like it. My fans like it. Comment if you like it.
Yeah. I don't think people like it.
Do you know how many texts? No. You know
and
how
if
many
people like it, yeah, let us know.
You know how many,
show it on the comment section.
You know how many texts I get of people saying, "Oh, I missed hearing you and Belle argue." A lot.
No,
a lot.
They're just trying to be nice because they don't have anything to comment.
No, people literally think it's funny. People think
they don't have anything good out of it, so they say, I missed you guys arguing. Who miss us arguing?
It's funny watching two people argue.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. I was in that situation.
I'm not talking about married couples. I'm not talking about... The thing is people think we're always joking when we're arguing, but we're not. So it's not funny to us, but it's funny to other people.
Oh, we wasn't joking?
I'm rolling my eyes at her. You guys can't see that.
No. With that camera, we can see your eyes like up here because you roll.
They can hear it in the microphone.
Because you rolled that so far back at your head. I was always thinking that we were joking.
You're so stupid. She's lying. See? This is the kind of crap she does to get me going.
Like... Why do you even argue me about this though? Because you're stupid. You just want to argue for the arguing's sake.
I'm giving the people what they want.
No, that's not what the people want. Nobody
they want a WWE SmackDown. Let's fight. Is that what the wrestling acronym is? I don't even know.
You're so stupid.
Let's start wrestling right here.
You don't have a chance against me.
We'll talk about that. Let's talk about that in a different episode.
What?
How scrappy of a fighter you are.
I would have a guest speaker to confirm that with you.
Which one?
Molly. She'll tell you about a fight at the beach.
Oh.
We have a big fight at the beach.
Molly can ref a fight between us. And then at the end, she'll put one of our hands up, one of our hands down.
I don't think she can stand still. She would want to fight.
Okay, anyway,
we
back to the show.
Too many people because of what Jennifer did. Anyhow, okay, back to the show. Especially with a person that loved true crime show like me. To watch the show, I was a little bit surprised because I expected more from what I've watched, and as much show that I watch, like the murder and the true crimes, most of the time it has to have a lot of twist and turn to be able to made into a show. So I was expecting a lot more from the show, and then when I watched this, it's just a little bit like, I mean, not to degrade like a whole murder, you know, every murder is really crazy and bad, but to made into a Netflix show, and also like apparently is top 1 in the US for documentary, I was a little bit surprised.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the show, it is disappointing in the sense of nothing interesting happened, except the fact that this girl killed her parents.
Yeah.
Because of stupid things. Like, from a Western perspective.
Right.
Yeah, we all get frustrated with our parents. Mm-hmm. We all, I'm sure, well, not all of us have thought about killing our parents, but you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you can get so mad. No, I've never thought about killing my parents, but I just mean, like, I'm sure people get to that conclusion where, you know, as a teenager, you're like, oh, I wish my parents were dead or something like that. that, but it's not, it's hard for us parenting style wise, family dynamic wise, to imagine actually going through with it because of the reasons she went through with it, which would be all the normal cultural Asian pressures and stuff like that. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. She's crazy. She's crazy.
So that's
And I would argue that even from more of a culturally Asian perspective, I feel like her situation wasn't even that dramatic compared to other Asian families, you know?
right. Yeah. Obviously, that if
And then
you,
she killed them.
yeah,
Tried to.
especially if you come through with your plan and actually kill your parents, that is crazy.
Raise your hand if you've ever thought about killing your parents. In the comments.
In the comments. Oh my gosh.
We're gonna do
We're
a poll.
over here stirring the pot. I've never. I mean, I feel like a lot of people might come with the conclusion of killing themselves
I'm pretty sure my parents probably thought about killing me.
rather than kill your parents. Yeah, but yeah, that what I would hear more from a Western culture. Like true. I want to choke them. You know, like. You would never, maybe not. I wouldn't say never, but it would rarely for you to hear like an Asian parent say, "I want to choke them to death." Oh, maybe, yeah. I don't know. People joking a lot about raising kids and stuff. So nowadays too. So I can't say that. But that is from your perspective that she's going crazy over like little things and pressure that everybody experience, especially in Asian culture. Is that what you?
Yeah, I mean, like they were pressuring her to go to a certain school or a certain degree, right? And they didn't like her drug dealer boyfriend, which I think the boyfriend part is very valid. I think any parent almost anywhere in the world, unless they're drug dealers themselves.
No, they were dating back in high school though. Like that at that point, I don't think he was a drug dealer yet.
Vibes.
You have a drug dealer vibe. Get away from my daughter.
I'm sure he was probably shady.
Okay. To be honest, even if he's not a drug dealer, I guarantee you, Jennifer's parent wouldn't allow her to date
Why?
anybody. Yeah, exactly. Why? That's what frustrated my parents. Maybe I shouldn't talk about my parent. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. A lot of Asian parents doesn't, especially back in the day or in my generation. And Jennifer was born in 87 or something like that. So especially for that generation, they won't allow your kids to date until you're 40 or something. Like
No, because
during school
they want babies right after.
Yeah, I'm just exaggerating about the 40. But during school time, nobody allow their kids to date. So most of the time, or most of my experience, or even like people around me that I grew up with, when they always have to keep secret when they date. Nobody out loud dating when they was like middle school or high school or stuff like that. Maybe they out loud with their friends and they're at school and stuff, but I'm pretty sure like with parents, they don't really know. Or very few people would know and allow that. Like good parents would be like, maybe you should focus on studying right now. Like they're not gonna make a big deal of it, but still advise their kid to maybe not date, but focus on studying. And most of the people like tiger mom, tiger dad, helicopter mom and dad wouldn't be like, no, you can't date.
Tiger mom? Tiger dad? What's that?
You don't.
I thought you were saying the Tiger King. That's what I thought you
What's
were.
a Tiger King?
Wasn't that like Joe Exotic or something like that? Wasn't that the name of
I
their...
think it's King. Oh yeah, Tiger King.
That's what I was thinking of when you said.
You don't know Tiger Mom and Tiger Dad? I'm Googling it for you.
I've never heard it.
You've never heard it? You live in this culture and you never heard about
No.
Tiger Mom.
I mean, I can guess based on the context, but...
Yep. Han was the classic Tiger Dad.
Okay. I mean, I believe
What's
you.
a
I just
tiger
don't... I've never
dad?
heard it before. I'm guessing it's a dad that acts like a tiger. It's probably
Tiger
aggressive.
Mom. I can't believe you don't know. What is a Tiger Mom? What? Tiger Mom. Noun. North American. A strict or demanding mother who pushes her child or children to high levels of achievement, especially by using methods regarded as typical of child rearing. What is child rearing in China and other parts of East Asia? I can't believe you don't know the word tiger mom.
I don't even have a mom, so.
Do you want me to put
Or
that
dad.
on there?
I don't care. She's not gonna watch it. If she does,
In prison.
I don't care.
Just kidding.
Anyway, though, I understand that, but the thing that's so extra crazy about this situation to me is that this happened like what, 2010 ish?
Yeah. Yes.
And so Jennifer has already fake graduated from college. She's old enough to be on her own. She's living in Canada. You know what I mean? I know culturally, blah, 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 Asian culture, but she still did have that opportunity to run, you know, from her family or from her parents. I know there's pressure. I know there's finances, all that stuff, but like, if she can make the decision to kill them, she can make the decision to leave. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like she didn't even ever actually try to do that. So I think maybe most Westerners would probably consider leaving and trying to leave first before they would get. And probably most humans, I think, obviously people who kill aren't normal anyway. But I'm just saying, like, I think this situation is just like extra news flash because it seems like she didn't actually exhaust her options.
Right. Yeah, I agree that I don't think that she think this through. You know, I don't think she mature enough.
I'm sure there's lots of things wrong with her. But I mean, seriously, people don't just kill people.
I'm not sitting here trying to defend her.
No, I know. Well, kind of. So after the show, we were talking about it, and you said, you're like, I get it. I understand why she would do that. And that blew my mind that you would even say that. Like, that's why I recommended we talk about it on here, because for you to even say that, I was like, how can you? Yeah, you can understand the pressures and stuff, but to that extent, you get it?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mean to, like, oh, I get it that she must and she have to kill her parents. Like, okay, if I watch this in a sense of not a real life story, as just a movie fiction, I can understand the emotion and the thought that
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
that go through the character. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. And the fact that it's a real life, obviously, I don't have any like sympathy for her. That
Right.
you know,
Right.
but I'm just trying to say that I understand how she processed the thought. That's what I meant.
Yeah, and I don't understand
Yeah,
how
and
she
then you
processed
don't.
the thought.
Yeah, because under a pressure of a Asian culture and family and social cycle and school, sometimes you just have not only the pressure that everyone else put on you, you have your own pressure too. Like, because as much as they pressure you, obviously you don't feel like because they love you, but it is because they what they think is because they love you. They want the best for you. They want you to do the best. So, and then if you love your parents,
You kill them.
stop it. You have the same pressure. Like, you want to please them. That you don't want to bring shame into your family. You know.
You don't want to bring shame to your family,
know.
so you murder your parents.
That's why I know that she doesn't think through it. Like, she's not mature enough in her thought process to think it through. Like, obviously everybody kills and plot to kill thing they can get away with it. Everybody thinks that because they're stupid. But because, okay, in the thought process of if she get away with it, it wouldn't bring shame to the family. It's just a tragic event that happened. And she be free from the controlling. She would have the sympathy from the people oh, poor you, this has happened to you and stuff like that. So she would have everything. It wasn't shame and stuff, so that's how she thought. Of course, everybody was like, nobody plot their murder and said, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get caught and this will bring shame to my entire family. Nobody would ever thought that. So it wasn't because of the scare of bringing shame to the family that stopped her from doing that. So back to my point that everybody have their own pressure too, and if you care about your family and what people think about your family, your parents, you have your own pressure and you try to please them. So like that's so much pressure at the same time, and you feel like you can't get out of it. There's no way to get out of it. Even if you leave, that would bring shame because everybody's still alive. Everybody's still talking about that. They can still feel shameful about your action. That is more shameful than, okay, you just die and if nobody know how you die and you die, that wouldn't bring shame.
Yeah, but like, wouldn't most people just kill themselves?
Right, that. Most people, it feels like, would do that.
And I think like in Western culture, I think most kids that feel pressured in this situation probably would kill themselves.
Yeah. But I think one of the elements that factor in that is because she been very miserable her whole life and she loved that boyfriend and she want to live with him. So that would be the key element for her to not want to kill herself because she's in love and she want to live with that guy.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only key element, that if she was like alone the whole time, doesn't have love and feel this way, I feel like she might kill herself instead of kill her parents. That's my opinion.
I would say the only plot twist in this whole story is that her dad survived.
Yeah.
That adds a whole nother level of shame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. Right.
And I mean, just because I know a little bit about Asian culture, I was even surprised that he didn't feel bad for her, stick up for her even a little bit, which I'm glad he didn't, and I think it's good he didn't. But yeah.
Right. Yeah, because even when I watched it with you, I said I was a little surprised that he didn't stuck up for her. Yeah, but they didn't talk much about how he did it. It's just literally just one sentence.
What do you mean how he did it?
Like, did he like involve, how much he involved on trying to figure out who did it or what? He just say that he just told the investigator that find out what Jennifer did, and told them that she was walking around with them. That's it.
But by the time he woke up in the hospital and all that happened, they were already suspicious of her. So I don't think he wasn't the initial push.
Right. That. But I wonder like how much he would try to remember and give them detail and like really determined to find out.
Oh, I'm sure, because one, his wife is dead, and two, his unruly daughter, who he probably is suspicious of anyway. Like, he had to, I'm sure, little by little, things added up. And he probably, when this happened, he probably was done, right.
And I guess the thing that made me a little bit surprised too is also because Asian parents, most of the time, like people that protective like that, controlling like that, tend to blame other people other than your kids, always. Oh, because she hang out with the such and such. Oh, because of, that's why a lot of time parents forbid their kids to hang out with certain crowd. I remember when I was growing up, I wouldn't allow to hang out with people just older than me. I don't, but I did. And it's just crazy that like they just like just your friend, your peer, like in your class, okay, you can hang out, but outside of that, or people like outside of school, you don't. It's frowned upon for you to hang out.
Yeah, I'm sure if
with
it was
other
any
people.
other crime, they probably would have tried to blame it on her ex-boyfriend.
Yeah,
But because she killed
right.
her mom and tried to kill
Well,
her
at
dad.
that point, he doesn't really know. He just know that maybe she's involved. Because she didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah,
she
I
didn't
know.
kill, you
But
know?
I'm just
so it's
saying.
easy to blame in that situation. Like,
Right.
oh,
But even then, he didn't.
yes, that's the thing that make me surprised, because he didn't blame her friends or her circle, but really like trying to want to figure out what she did. Like, she's in the wrong here. Like, not trying to blame anybody at all. Maybe that's the surprise part for me.
I think she could have gotten away with it if she was just a little bit wiser.
Yeah. Yes.
Because they really had no. I guess if she wouldn't have been home, then maybe it would have been a little bit different. But like, there would have been different questions, and she wouldn't have been tied up to the banister and stuff like that. But
nobody gonna open the door for them.
yeah, I know. Like, yeah, like, don't open the door. Have them break it. If they're gonna kill your parents anyway, they can break the door, or break a window.
Yes, he's stupid.
And like, take your phone,
Yeah.
throw it in a river,
Yeah.
shoot you in the leg or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's.
Be committed.
Yeah, it's true.
Be committed.
Don't walk around the house with them. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah, she's stupid. That's what, yeah, she did.
This isn't cultural. This is just
Yeah, that's why I was thinking, like,
common sense.
like from the perspective of why she did the crime and why she feels like she have to do the crime, I understand. Obviously, I'm not condoning the murder activities, but if, like I said, if she's successful with this crime, then it is the only way. I understand why she thinks this is the only way can get her out of the situation, rather than, like you said, in Western culture, you can just leave before you kill somebody.
yeah, I mean, especially when you're that old, I'll say.
Right.
Because by then, we're usually not living with our parents anymore,
Yeah, and a lot of pressure would take off from your shoulder about the expectation of you as a kid living at home. Like, you don't have any of that, to my understanding, with Western culture. You can pretty much do what you want, with or without the support of your family. You can kind of independent and choose for yourself, think for yourself. But this is not just her decision, it's the whole family decision. It's the whole family responsibility. It's you have to bring honor to your whole family, not just for yourself. You have sometimes even financial. You have to bring financial support to your whole family, not just for yourself. Everything you do is for the whole community. The whole community involved, not just for yourself. So to think for yourself, like, I can just leave and whatever I don't care what if people spit on you, if people talk bad about you, that's not me. That never in the thought of a child in this culture, on Asia culture. Like, everything you do, you have to think about what people would think about not only you, but your parents, your family, those kind of things.
Yeah, I'm just surprised though. I mean, I know living in a country doesn't change you that much. Like, her parents were probably middle-aged when they moved there. I mean, because she was basically, was she born?
Yeah, she was born in.
Yeah, so her whole.
There.
I'm just surprised, like, if. I mean, I don't. don't come at me for this because I haven't thought this through before saying it, but like if I cared that much about protecting my culture, especially of my kid in this way, like moving to a completely like a Western country with, you know, I'd probably homeschool my kid and like put all, you know, you said like don't hang out with anybody, blah blah blah, control. You would have to go to like a larger extent or further, you know, but I feel like they didn't do any of that.
No, it's
because
not.
She went to a public
right, but
private,
it's not to protect your culture. That's that. See,
but
the reasoning
protect your
the reasoning is
things that are important to you, your values.
No, that they doing it this way because that's the way they know, the only way they know to raise children, and the way they think is the best. That they think is the best way to raise children.
Yeah, I guess.
It wasn't because, oh, this culture is so pressure, like I love this, so I want to protect it. No, it wasn't anything. Okay, from my perspective, obviously, I'm not them, so I can't say that it actually that. But from my perspective, it wasn't because to protect anything. Because things you do sometimes, it's just the way you do, and you never think about it. It's subconscious. It's in your brain somewhere, you know, and obviously they think this type of parenting is the best type of parenting. And they think that will give your kids the most benefit out of it. They will be successful. They will make a lot of money. They will honor the family. You know, so that's just the way they do it. It wasn't anything that come from protecting culture or liking the way of doing it. I don't like being that controlling is very tiring, you know.
Yeah, I just think it's interesting. I don't think there's much more to talk about unless we go around in circles about points, but just to me, like, it'd be interesting to see, because I know we have a lot of people who watch from America and a lot of people who watch from Vietnam, to be like, do you think her suffering or her context was what's the word, was just enough to justify not what she did but the desire to do what she did, you know?
Yeah.
So because I would still say no,
Right.
but I think you would say yes, right?
Right. I don't think you, obviously, again, I want to like mention about it every single time I said, I don't think that obviously people should kill or kill your parent, but I understand the desire just because like I don't know how to explain it clearly, but I can see why she thinks this is the only way out.
Has this ever happened in Vietnam? Recently-ish?
I don't, not to my knowledge. Yeah.
It's only those Viet Q.
No. Yeah, but the thing that made me surprised too is because, you know, well, I get where she's from in Canada is also have a very big Vietnamese community. So it feels like the culture is still there. Like it's not like they're not like so free-minded or like maybe around a lot of Westerner people or close to a lot of Westerner people to have a different mindset or you know, of living, raising children, you know. Their neighbors was Vietnamese. Didn't even speak English, I guess. You know, her friends were Asian. So I think all that, because you was surprised that if they moved to another country already and their mindset is still like that.
Well, I've said I'm a little surprised because it's not, because I lived in Vietnam for a long time and my mindset hasn't morphed into your parenting styles either. So I wouldn't expect that. I'm just saying, like, well, I don't even remember what I said, but that if I said that wasn't my intention.
Yeah, but like with you, when you live here, you're really pretty immersed with Vietnamese. So you can understand. you can see, you know, why we do things and stuff. Like you don't have a community, or you have, you know, a few American friends around you, but most of the people you talk to every day, or you see every day, or see what they're doing every day are Vietnamese.
Right. I know it helps me understand, but it doesn't change my, like, I would still raise my kid in a Western way for the most part, probably. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that it wouldn't, not, I don't expect them to completely morph all of their values and parenting styles and stuff just because they moved to another country and had a kid in that country.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
But I mean, like, I feel like having...
But you would think something, like, the ideas of things would rub off. Like, if I had a kid here and I didn't want them to pick up some of the values that maybe Asians or Vietnamese have, I wouldn't send them to a public school. If that was the situation, you know? So I would homeschool them or send them to an international school if I could or whatever. Like, that's not the case. There's nothing that I'm really scared of, you know, happening. That would be, I think Asians err on the side of respect anyway, so it'd probably be good for my kid to learn some respect. But
yeah, it'd be good for Americans to learn some respect.
But on the flip side, I could see how it would be hard for an very culturally Asian family to send their kid into the Western social world, because that's opposite of respect. I mean, that there's independence, right? You learn, I would say respect and independence are probably the two, off the top of my head, the two biggest pros to each culture, you know, like as far as like raising a kid in them. But yeah, I think there's more risk for an Asian family to expose their kids to Western culture in this way, because they might kill you.
Yeah, if they're crazy, they might kill you.
No, they just might kill you.
But yeah, it's crazy for me to know that it's unfathomed for you to even understand her thought process. And then I can a little bit understand her thought process. Like, I'm not sympathize with it, but I kind of understand it. And kind of understand why she because again, she's not mature enough to think it through, but she thinks that this is the only way to get out of this situation. I think that's about all that we want to say about the show. So if you haven't watched the show, go ahead and watch it. Let us know what you think about the show, what your perspective what do you think about her and her decision, and let us know in the comments so I know that I'm not alone on this. And if you're American...
And tell me if you like to hear Belle and I fight.
Yeah, if you do. Yeah. I mean...
Because Belle's going to edit out all the good stuff if nobody shows appreciation.
Because I don't... It's so long when we argue.
Well, you don't have to put the whole argument in there. You just got to put the good things.
Good things. There's nothing good.
The good rocks that are thrown. The ones that hit you in the eye.
Let us know about what you think. And if you have any other show or anything about culture that you want us to talk about or argue about for your entertainment's sake, then let us know so that we can do that. And see you in the next episode.